What's up, guys? What is up? It's Shani with Healing Elements. How are you guys? As if it is channeled, and I'm guided to tell you that if you need to hit me up, if you need to email me, DM me, if you need to put a comment, if you need to just have this as validation, if you feel any such way, if you're sick of this whole COVID, if you are sick of people being negative, if you're sick of people being over positive, if you are upset or frustrated. So I feel like if you are in any kind of situation where you need a timeout, a break, and you need to isolate, you need to go MIA, you need to, ghost the whole world and do that. If you, have like some sort of feature on your phone or something like on social media, you can put on your header. You can put some sort of auto reply on your phone or a header that says, need to take some time. I'm okay. Don't worry. Forgive me if I don't call you back. Right? Or you can just really, it's your mental health. It's your soul that is taking all of this on as far as energy absorption, right? So if you need to take a break, if you need to go MIA, if you need to isolate, and I don't mean, of course, for the long term, I mean isolate right now to give yourself a break. That Hermit card, the Hermit card, a major arcana tarot card, the Hermit is someone who pulls back because they have been shown the truth, the light. They have been, looking ahead at that lantern that the Hermit carries. It's the card of the Virgo, the pulling back into self-reflect, and to really draw back in so that you can assess and process, go through the motions, basically. Go through the motions instead of ignoring. This today, I wanted to do a little bit of a reading. I'm going to do a reading. This is one of my most unorthodox, beautiful, really unique, off the wall. I love it. Like Age of Aquarius, right? We are smack dab in Aquarius season right now as I film this. And so I think it's perfect. So Mystic Martian Oracle, right? By Lisa Porter. Thought this is really cool. And so without further ado, let's jump right into the reading. But before we do, we're going to roll quite a few dice. We'll roll dice and see if any numbers are of significant meaning to you guys. So the first number is number 16. Number 16. So maybe something significant that you're thinking of with this reading happened to do on the 16th. Maybe when you were 16, maybe you're having a Saturn return. It's usually when you're about 28, 30 years old. And so the next number that we have before we get to the spread, pulling the cards out of that glorious deck, it's really cool, is 90. So 90, maybe you were born in 1990, maybe something, again, specifically happened to you in 1990. Perhaps that is just something of significance that will mean something to you personally when you do view this. Put those there. And also got the triangle dice that came out, and it is a 3, number combinations that actually mean something to me. It's 413 or 314, 143. It's 314 is my birthday. So also you got number 6 and the number 4 added together is 10. Maybe you're born in October, or 6 or 4, April or June, something significant. And the number 20. Okay, so let's pull some cards. I'm really happy to show you this deck. I shuffled, and on the bottom is Merkaba. Beautiful. Wow. Number 33, which is a divine number. Happy birthday to all the February Pisces. I'm a Pisces, whoop whoop. Happy birthday. Number 33 is all about movement, long distance travel, and excitement. So I think that if it's not, in need of pulling away from the group and pulling back into yourself, this is telling me there needs to be a movement. There needs to be an adjustment in the direction that you're going. So if you have been, like me, taking the time out, rightfully so, to do whatever processing or emotional healing that you needed to do, or housework, whatever it was, or just to pull yourself back from the energy that was overwhelming you in some way, shape, or form, which it has to all of us. I don't care who you are. We're not going to sit here and bitch and whine about it. We are warriors. We're spiritual beings here to spread positivity and to denote love everywhere we go. However, is it difficult, and is it okay to express that it is difficult? Is it okay to say that you're having a day in which you were out of alignment? Yeah, of course. This is all about moving in a different direction. So if you were isolating yourself, if you were really, or are really overwhelmed, overburdened with just a sense of chaotic energy fields, people coming at you, maybe the sense of destruction of the world in different facets, the volcano erupting, we have all kind of, threats about going to war, we have COVID, and it's wild right now. It is so judgmental. It's a time where I suggest, if you're doing any kind of light work, if you're doing any kind of naturally inclined helping hand work for the collective, I would suggest really staying not neutral like Switzerland. You can have an opinion in your own heart and soul. Your heart space can feel like, yes, I do or do not want to get the vaccine. I do or do not think that, it is right for me. But the only thing is, we don't infringe upon other people's beliefs and or decisions. I truly believe that. I know that this is important subject and it is really touchy for people, because this, as you know, I just shared with you, someone in my family died of COVID. But am I going to get in somebody else's face or get angry that they will not get this shot that is just made, just because I got the vaccine, right? No, that would be not a place for me, in my opinion. Thou shalt not judge, right? Seems to be something that rings true despite, if you're religiously affiliated. So this is all about getting excited to move on forward. So if you need to take a vacation, whatever day you have off, I'm talking about even a vacation to the museum, a vacation down the road, you take the bus, the Greyhound, whatever you can afford right now. So it's not an excuse if you say, I can't take time off work. I'm talking about even if there's 3 hours in between, take an adventure, start walking. Don't have any plans. Take a lunch with you, take your camera and go and literally make friends with the animals and the trees and the foliage and the flowers. Observe and really, get excited about things that appeal to you. So if your thing is books, get excited and get a new book. They're like $3 for used ones on Amazon. Really, seriously good ones that are like, they just came out, but they're used. It is time for you guys to move out of the space that you were in. So however that resonates, move out of the space that you were in. Okay, number 33. All right, we're going to go ahead and shuffle this one more time. That was on the bottom of the deck, and we will cut. And how about we'll get 5 more cards. Okay, the Lyrans, number 11, so that's beautiful. Number 33 and number 11. This is strength, courage, and bravery. So this is, from my knowledge, based on beings that supposedly are part cat, part feline. I don't know if you can see, he looks like it. But the Lyrans, I don't know if it's Lyrians or Lyrans, number 11 talks about, just like the lion, a cat on earth, is denoting bravery, a courage under fire, a fierceness, a predator when needs to be. So this is telling me to be brave, be courageous, be strong in your faith, that movement and things that you can do, suggestions that even come to you that are not just from a reading or me. Excitement, right, comes after you make a really tough decision, I feel, for you. If you make a courageous move, and that doesn't have to be shaking up your whole existence, like breaking up with somebody, but making a move to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to take my power back. Whomever you are, I have, if you work, or, your significant other, your partner, if they're saying, no, there's too much going on, you can't go on vacation even for a day because of COVID, or your boss is saying, because we need you. You know what? If you have the opportunity and there is nothing stopping you as far as, your own assets, which you can afford or do, or that kind of thing, take your babies with you if you have kids. Take opportunity to be brave and say, I'm going to go. I have to travel a long distance. That's what this card says, a long distance away from the space that I was in. And if that means a long distance ride, even if it is you haven't been out of your 400 block radius, maybe it's go to the 401st block. Be strong and courageous through these hard times. Be strong in the notion that if you resonate with what I was just saying about non-judgment and how there's just too much of that out there, definitely in the spiritual community, people, really, really encroaching on other people and making them feel uncomfortable or lesser than or wrong based on a decision that none of us had any control over, as far as the whole thing that manifested, right? We didn't have control over the virus. We did not create something. We were just forced with, and we still are forced with decisions that we need to make, and forced with these. I mean, in my opinion, I'm vaccinated, but I just think that it's really overbearing. It's very much getting very, very, I want to say, the Third Reich type of, situation where we are mandated to do things. I was looking at job postings, and not only are they saying, fully vaccinated for COVID, you must be to work here, they were saying you have to be fully vaccinated with the flu shot. I've never seen that in my life. So I think this is opening the gate for things to be forced upon certain people who don't want it. All I'm saying, whatever you agree with, if you agree with me about everybody has the right to their own choice and no hard feelings to people who are not comfortable with taking this shot, then good. If you're not, then just go with this brave approach of, okay, I'm going to let the universe work this out. I'm going to let myself surrender to the fact that I can't control these other people. What is it going to do for me yelling and going crazy and getting in an altercation on a flight over a piece of cloth over the mouth and over a virus that we can't control? At least, in my opinion, we can't control what it does. We can control and mitigate it as best we can for our families. But even then, sometimes, there is a higher power that can do things that we cannot control, just like a volcano or an earthquake. That being said, the only thing I think that this card is hinting at is it's going to get better. And so you have to have the strength and the courage to get through and to see the forest for the trees, but also know that you can get excited. You can take a time off, right? Be strong and know that what you are deciding right now, especially right now when everything is hectic, what you're deciding right now to do that is not obstructing things, that is not of, discord, that is of a peace and loving vibe, even if it's all by yourself or with, a group that you vibe with in a community like this online or something like that. Know that it's going to take a lot of strength. It's going to take a lot of courage to retain that and remain in that state of mind, for sure. And it's okay if, you get out of alignment and freak out for a second and have those little spells in which you were judgmental, as long as I think that we catch ourselves and we reflect in our own head and we say, oh, okay, sorry to so-and-so if we need to, or things of that nature. That is being brave. That's being vulnerable with our truth. Okay. This is the Alpha Centaurians, number 2, foresight, planning, and strategy. This always reminds me of the Virgo card, right? She's like playing checkers and just thinking about everything while she makes a list, while she analyzes. So I think that not only do we have to, plan time for ourselves to get away, get out of spaces that we are sticking in too long. We have to plan how we're going to move forward. So let's say, the mindfulness concept, like if you want to get out a calendar and every 4 weeks, just put on the calendar that day, make it a day that you're off of work, make it something that you have a goal set out to do. Like every 4 weeks, I'm going to go to because once a month, they do have free entry to the museums if you go. It's a really neat little hack. I know that in the Bay Area, San Francisco, California, they do. And I've been talking to a couple of the people, and in Philadelphia, I believe they do it too. 1 day per month, you can get in free. So that's a museum. I know I've been saying museums, probably because of my past life exploration, but it is, about planning and having mindful intention to take time out, to get out of the movement, to get out of the stuck type of, maybe fearful, the opposite of this card. Maybe you're stuck in a pattern of fear. Maybe you truly have been brave this entire time, and something like this, maybe, you know, you lose somebody like I did in our family and it knocks you off of your kilter, you feel like you're off of axis, you feel like that you're not being brave. Well, it's okay, as long as you put forth the intent, plan out what you're going to do to check in with yourself, to see if you're stuck in the mud, to see if you need to have some excitement in your life, travel, and, you know, have the movement of that energy flow change, right? Shift it up. So I think that when we have foresight to plan ahead, maybe that means for you grabbing, you know, an earthquake or emergency preparedness kit if you don't have one. Maybe to make you feel better, it is because of what happened, the PTSD of the toilet paper debacle for the COVID. Maybe you're having an outbreak in your city. Go and buy like some toilet paper and stock up, right? You know, having a strategy for the next, I think, like 24 months, but having a strategy for the next remainder months of this year, 2022, is going to help you tremendously. And I love that it's like 1, 2, 3, right? 11, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3. So this is also beautiful because it has the ocean. It's in a state of meditation so that you can have your mind straight and centered and quiet to plan a strategic, you know, modality, a strategic way of doing things to get you through the rest of this year. For instance, I would suggest once a month planning something that is traveling. You can travel even when you go next door to a park. Travel to a different environment. Travel downtown and see, you know, how many people that say hello back to you and say hello to everybody, no matter what. Do something that is exciting for you. I don't know what that would be, but plan it out, make strategic moves, and actually get it down onto your calendar, or, you know, in a journal, or just have it in your mindset that every third Sunday you are going to get yourself out of the house. Or if you've been really busy, out, get yourself into the house and do something with your altar, or, you know, make a sacred space that is different. I have 3, right? I have 3 since I moved into a new house. Okay, so number 7, this is really cool. So I love the synchronicities. The blue avians, this is beautiful because I have the tattoo, free as a bird, and it is a sign from my dad. Just now I have on my phone, the last picture I took before filming this, a bird, literally, if you know, have signs from the divine, from the people you've lost into the afterlife, you will have something specific and it will happen to you, and you will know, you will just have a knowingness that this is absolutely a sign from the divine. So definitely my dad's been coming through to let me know that Larry, you know, my cousin's husband, is okay and loved. And so this bird came, and I've never seen this cute little kind of, I don't know, it wasn't a finch, but it looked really cute and exotic. Maybe it escaped from the house, but he came 3-4 times right to the fence right where I was and just squawked at me. He just talked to me and he was like, hey, was wanting to tell me so much. So that is, I think, a message to tell you guys, if you're missing anybody on the other side, they are with you now, and definitely in your dreams will come to you. They are loving you. They are sending you nothing but positive vibes of bravery and courageous, you know, intentions for you to be strong, and they'll be back behind you every step of the way. So the blue avians, this is all about philosophy, releasing karma, and mysticism. So I've been doing a lot of that. I would suggest past life regression therapy. Oh my God. As much as I have been able to get a protocol and a system to channel for other people, I found out part of my shadow work and healing is that, you know, any type of healing that I have done has not been in the arena of mysticism, which is what it says on this card. It has not been in the realm of healing through, you know, past life traumas, and or, you know, taking the time to go to another person to give me sound healing. I've done that, of course, through videos and myself, you know, Tibetan bowls myself, but little things like that. And I've done yoga on my own, not gone to a huge group meditation thing, things of that nature. Releasing karma through cutting cords, you know, and exploring mysticism and understanding our soul's evolution, and perhaps where we have been or are, getting downloads or talking to somebody by getting a reading, a medium, something like that. It's all about kind of tossing it back and forth too. This reminds me of the Libra energy. It's like the balancing scales, like it's like a debate podium I always see with this. It's a philosophy is something that is bendable, something that, definitely is a personal choice to view something in a certain way. And so philosophy, I love, it can be bounced back and forth. You can say to your, spiritual community members or somebody like me online in tarot, or somebody that you have a relationship with, you get readings from, or a medium, or just a real in tune spiritual water sign, maybe friend, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, talk to them about various ways of your releasing of karma and the philosophy that you have, that maybe what is your karma tied into, just things that you feel as if you needed to learn in this life. Karma, I believe, is not tit for tat so much. Yes, what goes around does come around. Energy is like that to a certain extent, but I believe that this is all about looking at right now, in the thick of it, what's going down right now. We could all give up and then not say one word to anybody and not fulfill our life path purpose with healing, or whatever your life path is, writing a book or sharing something, or whatever you feel you have been called to do, or whatever headway that you're making in a positive direction. You've been strong and brave, and you have planned, right? And had a strategy in order to either open your business or switch careers, or definitely live a more holistic or spiritual lifestyle, get into different modalities that are of, the mystic realm, right? This is talking about releasing karma and then philosophizing, like be like Plato or Aristotle, that kind of thing. To be or not to be, right? That kind of is not them, but it is all about taking what you reflect upon and you then realize, having analyzed it, and then releasing it in a way in which sings to your soul, or somebody suggests to you that sings to your soul, and then coming up with a conversation with somebody that you trust about the philosophy on why that worked and how you can integrate something like that in the future for different areas in your life that you will need to release karma and go on with your life path, and definitely learn the lessons that you chose, or what is meant for you to learn in this lifetime, and not letting things stop you, no matter how tough it might be to get over your belief that there is just one Earth and no other extraterrestrials ever in the universe. And then you find out, I think I'm changing my opinion. I think our universe is like a bubbles, like the string theory, like multiverse, and there's different dimensions in it, et cetera, right? It can be a lot. And so it's very good to philosophize with, a group, Pythagoras. And like I said, Aristotle, it's like everybody did not necessarily agree. They would have long debates over what their philosophy and understanding of something was. And I think that is right now a big point for all of us to do, and without getting upset, without ruffling our feathers. Okay, so the next one is, Nephilim. I love this. It's like Nephilim, right? Do you know that story from the Bible? It is all about these giants, and they came down. They were very controversial, and they were punished because it came down and they wanted to mate with the humans when that wasn't the goal in this story. And so this is number 15. It says controversial, assessing, and new perspectives. So I think that if you have a philosophy that is controversial, if you have a philosophy that is different, that you've assessed, just what I was talking about, if you've assessed your beliefs and, you're just having trouble with the fact that you have to pivot because it's in your heart and soul. It's not because someone else is telling you need to believe this. It's because you have opened your eyes. The epiphanies have come, brought down. You maybe thought that there was no such thing as COVID, and now you know it is. Or maybe you thought that it could never be something that would be taken this far to mandate shots. Maybe you thought that this was going to be over in a year, and it's not. Maybe you thought you wouldn't get it. Whatever the case may be, even if it's not of COVID, if it's about big life, epiphanies, that now I am 110% sure. I believed in the legitimacy of past lives for sure. My whole entire life. Now I know what a powerful healing modality that past life regression can be, and how it plays into things, and how profoundly emotionally attached this vision, regressive experience is when you view this memory of a past life like a movie. And so I had to change my whole way of thinking and be like, okay, wow, I knew we were eternal beings. I knew that there was reincarnation. Now I'm thinking, okay, this is not just fodder or fantasy for me to have been obsessed with certain time periods throughout my life and pay attention to them, because now I'm finding how intriguing is it that I'm having visions of that and is not derived from, the subliminal innuendos from things I've watched in the past. Honestly, it is absolutely critical right now. The Nephilim were, really put on the, slaughter table, I should say, that as far as being one who assessed their own set of beliefs that they liked these humans and they wanted to mate with them. And so that was controversial. They had a new perspective of like, let's do this because it's being urged to our higher self. We are called to do this, right or wrong. So I think that there's going to be a lot of controversial news that comes out. I think that there's going to be a lot of controversial statements that people are going to say to you, and you're going to be very tempted to say one right back. But be strong and have that, graceful, I want to say like a flamingo or swan approach, the blue avian's approach to philosophizing rather than ostracizing. Okay, that's what I would say. And the last one is the Syrians. Beautiful, right? This is perfect to get. It's about art, it's about creativity, it's artistic integrity, honesty. So this also reminds me of Libra vibe, talking about how to look at the two different vibes here, how to combat something that is a new perspective and that may be abrupt and may be something that is, a karmic endeavor that is meant for you, right? A karmic endeavor that is meant for you to overcome. So perhaps this is part of, I believe, all of our, karmic wounds to heal is understanding each other, even if that other thing that somebody is doing repulses you. Maybe you are repulsed because I got the vaccine. Maybe you're repulsed because you cannot believe that I don't think that there are microchips in here and that the 5G towers are killing us all, and that we are in a flat earth, a filament roof structure. We're in, whatever it is, all you have to do is remember that your own inner energy field, it reflects what you are in every facet. So if you are artistically inclined, if you are someone of integrity and you just are not going to bow down to anything that is considered controversial because you believe in it, that is something that is such beauty. It is an artistry. It's like something of, a paintbrush stroke that goes on the canvas. Sometimes you have to be graceful and honest and sit with that, integrity of your own opinions and not budge. And that takes courage. That takes a lot of bravery, because some people are so persistent and they hound you and you feel guilty maybe, and you are close to these people. Maybe this is something that you need to move away from. Maybe there are people that are controversial, that are wanting you to get into some, unnecessary worry and stress and go on some, cavalier crusade that you cannot do anything about at this point. You can do little things that are, logical and helpful, right? Work on the other things that still need to be worked on, the environment and helping people that have had natural disasters, right? But assess any kind of situation. If it's controversial and you don't want to have anything to do with it, if it doesn't appeal to you, then it is your divine sovereign right. It is your own integrity that is going to be at stake. Be honest and say yes or no. I believe this, and if it's controversial, so what? I believe it. If it is controversial and I don't, it's okay that I tell you I don't, but with a very diplomatic way, and use philosophy and a softer approach to explain why you feel the way that you feel. I feel a lot of people are instantly just saying, no, I believe this, but not taking the time to really break it down and be like, let me tell you about the personal reason why I am really concerned about COVID because I had a relative that died last week. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And be like, look, I'm not ostracizing you. I'm trying to philosophize. Is that even a word? Philosophize? We don't know. But plan a strategic, you know, in like a activity or, you know, a date, something for you to get out of the space that you're in once a month minimum and feel the flow. So that takes a lot of, you know, planning, because when things get really bogged down and it can be tedious and monotonous because we're trying to pay the bills and everything else, sometimes, of course, a lot of us forget to even have some self-care in the very, you know, least, or we start to adopt bad habits, which we all do. There's no shame. It's just in the way in which you want to live your life. What is of integrity to you? What is of, you know, an honest way to live that you can be proud of? Just you can be proud of into your heart, not because someone says it's illegal, not because someone says it's wrong, because you feel that you're living right. And if you do not feel something is controversial, then it is not. It's only controversial for everyone else worrying about what you believe. So guys, that was the reading for the new deck. Again, it's the Mystic Martian Oracle. So which card do we want to take a look at? I think that we will read the last one. We'll read the Syrians, okay? Syrian A star system, right? That's Sirius B, but this is the Syrians that come from Sirius A. Artistic integrity and honesty, number 18. So we'll read this, and that will be the reading. Okay, so the Syrian A beings come from the brilliant and brightest star in our skies, Sirius, dog star, which is in the Canis major binary system, possibly trinary. So there could be 3 stars. Interesting. I think there is the Dogon tribe, I believe, says that. It is 9 light years from Earth. The planet's name originated from ancient Greek Sirios, or for scorcher, and is mentioned in Surah chapter 53 of the Quran, titled The Mighty Star and Lord of Sirius. Ancient Egyptian goddess Sopdet, and later Isis, was queen of Sirius. Greek goddess Sothis was also of Sirius. They have a big emphasis, if you've read books on the pyramids, something I believe, it's controversial, but I believe that they set up the pyramids to align 1, 2, 3, and to reflect the Sirius star system, a line like that. The 6-dimensional Syrian beings are benevolent, so they come from the 6th dimension. They're benevolent, they're loyal, spiritual warriors who bear service to others. They are disciplined, reserved, and have self-mastery of health, detachment, connection to all, and much integrity. They have strong ties with Mother Earth and its oceanic realm. They're calm, non-political, so that's what you need to be, watery, and non-confrontational, right? That's the message of the day. Yet they can defend themselves easily if need be. So don't take it like I'm saying to, you know, not advocate for yourself and to step into your power and take your power back when needed be. No, I just mean there is no sense in flaming the, you know, fire, or fanning the fire. There we go. Okay, so they value honesty and transparency and prefer symbols to words. They are lovers of music, sacred geometry, and singing. That sounds like me, right? The Syrian A beings, like the avian blue beings, and we got that in the reading, interesting, live within the raw law of one principles and practices. I love that. Check it out. Google that. Syrian A beings visited Earth during ancient seeding projects and later worked with Egyptian, Sumerian, Inca, Mayan, and other ancient civilizations. Ancient Mayan legends say that the Syrian A beings were the keepers of the 13 crystal skulls. The Syrian A beings were also involved in ancient cosmic wars with the Orion Alpha Draconian Empire. Cetacean dolphin whale mermaid heritage originates from Sirius A. So I obviously come from Sirius, literally, probably. The Sirius A beings are a complex hybrid collection of species, though usually stand 6 to 7 feet tall. They have a vast array of skin colors, from brown to very dark complexions to gray-bluish tones. Many have large protruding brains on the upper back of their skull, right? Like on a, oh my gosh. Anakmakmin? No, oh my God, I'm not going to say it right. Oh my gosh. Okay, King Tut's dad, Anak Notman. Oh, I can't say it, and I know what I want to say. Where is Mercury? Is it direct? Oh my God. Okay, so on it. Oh, okay. I cannot say it, but anyway, they had him and his wife, not Imhotep, but Anak Motman. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna put that. Oh, I'm gonna put that. I'm gonna edit and put the word in. So, anyways, they had extended, elongated skulls, and it's interesting because a lot of the ancient aliens, researchers would say that they believe they may be some sort of being from another star system. So it says many have large protruding brains on the upper back of their skull. The amphibian genotype of Syrian A beings have webbed toes and fingers and a diversity of aquatic features. Okay, beautiful. So to leave you guys off, the card meaning for this one for you guys: artistic, music, integrity, honesty, truth, graciousness, serious, transparency, ocean creatures, merchants and traders, crystals, singing, accomplishments, success, commitment, and loyalty. And that is definitely a good recipe for what we have to do moving forward. So blessings, love, lots of light, guys.